Uh-oh. Well, fucked up now.
No.
Done fucked up now.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'm gonna run back camper and
So the party's sitting around, and Fizzle went off to do something, and you guys saw a flare come from his direction, and he sort of comes waddling and whistling back up. And are you trying to hide this sort of like I've done something wrong look on your face?
no, I'm proud. I'm excited
What happened?
and terrified.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
he
I
has
want to know what happened.
Turns out that goo that she's spouting turns creatures into terrible scorpion death flying machines.
That does not sound good.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So
don't
did you
don't
kill
get
it?
it on. No, it actually got away. It escaped.
Why didn't
Why?
you kill
Why
it?
didn't you kill it?
Well, I didn't expect it to escape, first of all. And second of all, that's it. That's my only
You
excuse.
said turns into. You said turns into. Did it just poof and there was a monster?
No, it was, I don't know, it took a couple minutes, I guess, a few minutes.
And you just watched?
Yeah, I just watched.
Why the fuck would
I
you
threw
do
the
that?
flare, I tried to call you guys over, but you weren't fast enough, I guess.
You just threw a flare.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying you aren't fast enough.
Oh my god. This thing is gonna be the death of us all.
Should we really stay here then, or?
Yeah, don't worry, I got a turret.
Okay. How's that gonna work against a flying scorpion death machine, as you put it?
Well, I mean, it wasn't that big, but it was growing, so it could be huge by the time.
With the night and the death of the girl, I'm not sure we
Nothing
have
you're
much of
saying
it.
is
The dying
making
girl,
me
I don't
feel
think
any
we had a lot
better.
of choice but to stay here until the day.
All right, so the point of this test was to make sure that you guys do not let that stuff get on your skin. I would recommend washing it off as quick as possible, even off the ground.
Roll knowledge arcana.
I would also recommend no more experiments for you.
You think
I mean, we
that it
learned
wasn't so
something.
much this contact with the skin, while the substance does appear to be corrosive, the transformation and the death happened pretty much immediately after it was ingested. And you suspect that as long as the goo is not ingested, that a person would be okay, would not suffer the effects.
Okay, well then I'll relate that. Just don't eat it, obviously.
So you fed it
That's
this
not too
time.
hard.
That's even better.
Yeah, I wanted to test it.
Yeah, I
So,
don't think you should experiment anymore.
which leads me to believe that whatever that creature turned into is probably what it's causing the problem in the first place. So there's some type of monster here that can create replicates of itself, maybe by squirting black goo.
This, this is sounding worse and worse.
Well, this is
Yeah,
great.
you talk.
terrifying.
At this point, my only choice is to rest, and we don't all die tonight.
Is there
Alright, so
any
you
way
guys-
to try to get more information out of Whisper? Like persuasion or
Yeah.
anything? Is there any way to
She's-
get more
She's
information out
been
of her?
unconscious since she fell unconscious a day ago.
Is there any way to like investigate her body and see if there's any other signs or symptoms that we're unaware of, like a bite mark or like anything?
Guess you should try medicine. That's
Roll-
what
roll
Harvey's
medicine.
been doing.
Harley can. I'm sorry, Anna can try medicine as well.
Yeah.
But Sarah, you do note the black streaks on her skin are getting worse and worse, and they're spreading further and further. And she's beginning to lose her hair.
Oh, we should just leave it.
Do I still get advantage?
Yes, because you've been studying her for so long, I will give you advantage.
Yay.
Harley, you're looking over her, and you know you're looking at the hair she's losing on her scalp. Even her eyebrows are beginning to fall out, and you look inside of her ears. And then you get to her nose and mouth, and you look in her mouth, and it looks like something has been forced into her mouth. It looks like little micro traumas and tears inside of her mouth, and especially on the corners of her lips.
Okay.
And the inside of her mouth is very irritated, like something was shoved down her throat.
Is there any way to kind of clean her mouth out?
So,
Not in such a way that it's not just going to get icky again because she keeps spitting up this goo. I mean, you could try rinsing her mouth out with some water, but you're not sure how much that would help. And because she's unconscious, you're worried about her strangling.
Can I see anything in her airway?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
It looks clear.
So it can. Can I roll an assumption check?
And
That whatever
An
is in
assumption
her-
check. I think that assumption check is totally based on you and what you assume.
Can I assume that what is in her abdomen is what was shoved down her throat?
That's a reasonable assumption.
I mean,
But you evaluate her abdomen again, and you notice this mass is much more diffuse now. It's not nearly as firm or as centralized in one spot. It seems to be spreading out, and it's not nearly as firm.
okay. But it's like. It's deep.
It is deep.
Okay. I mean, all I can do is just wait for my watch, I guess.
we could shoot her with the turret.
You can't, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Hmm.
So, are you guys camping?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess so.
We're getting our night's rest.
Yeah, we're
All right. Who's on first watch?
I am.
Who's on second watch?
I guess I'll watch this time.
Who's on third watch?
I am.
And who's on fourth?
I am.
So, second watch was Fizzle.
Yeah.
Be right back.
So it's like I'm kind of scared about what's happening.
Okay, so Fizzle's watch goes by and he wakes up the person on third watch, who
That
is
would be me.
Zage. Fizzle wakes you up, and it looks like he's trying to keep a poker face the best he can, but you know fear when you've seen it, and something has scared this gnome almost to death.
Yeah, keep
What the hell just happened?
keep your wits about you, man.
Why? What happened to you?
Just weird things going on in the night. I can't explain it. I
Why
just
do you
can't explain
people
it.
keep waking us up and not knowing what in the world happened?
Nothing or
We can
something.
all see in the dark, but no one knows.
I need to go to sleep.
Oh my god. Alright, well, just be prepared for something to come try and kill us then.
Rapid typing.
Are you okay?
He's talking to you, Fizzle.
Oh, no, yes,
You're
no.
literally ripping hair out of your face.
Oh shit.
He says that to you, Fizzle, and you look down and your thumb and your index finger are covered in little hairs from your eyebrow. You didn't realize it, but you've been plucking just fingerfuls of eyebrow hair from your face.
Oh no, my precious eyebrows.
Those aren't really the actions of nothing happening.
Well, I feel like I saw everything disappear and something just terrifying. I can't even explain what happened. But nothing happened. When I opened up my eyes, there's nothing here, so I think I'm just seeing things. I think I'm just seeing things.
Maybe, but we'll discuss this in the morning. You clearly need to sleep.
Yeah.
Fizzle begins to rest. Zage, your watch goes by uneventful. Who's on fourth watch?
I am in it.
Anna, your watch goes by uneventful, and you guys
Oh.
all awake in the morning.
Can I do
Oh,
something
sorry.
on my
Sure.
watch?
What are you doing? Maybe-
I
maybe.
kind of want to investigate my book. I guess I know since not letting anybody touch it besides me so far. Maybe we have a thing going. I want to ask it a question. Where
So
are
you're
we?
gonna you're gonna talk to your book.
Yes, I'm going to talk to my book.
Tell me exactly how you're going to do it.
Well, I guess I'm going to open it. Just, open it like middle page, middle of the book.
Okay.
Can you show me where we are?
The book doesn't seem to respond to your petition, but you've studied this book over and over again because it does pique your curiosity. And you notice that the symbols and some of the glyphs and stuff that are on it now, you know you've never seen them before in this book. And now that this first incident, you've kind of like, you've been more attentive to detail, and you realize that each time you've opened this book, the symbols and the characters on the pages have been different, and you've not noticed.
Does it seem to be the same
It's the
alphabet,
same
or-
language, yes. It is the same language, but yes, it's different words, I guess.
I guess I can assume that it's answering me, I just can't understand it.
Maybe.
Maybe. Or maybe not, maybe it's trying to tell me and maybe it's not answering my question.
Could be. It is completely mysterious and unknown.
Can I ask it another question?
Go for it.
Can you what am I trying to ask? I know what I'm trying to ask.
English, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
Basically, yes. Can you put this in some form that I can read, or that I can understand, or can you make me understand? How can I
See-
understand you?
This magical drawing of Samuel L. Jackson begins to appear on the page. The book does not respond in any way. And lays in your hands completely inert. It does nothing to give any
Is this
sort of
during
clue
her
that it
walk
is
or in the
sentient or
morning?
magical.
It's during my walk.
No.
I'm gonna try one more
Did
question.
you just see him try to get up on the laptop? No.
Can you tell me what's wrong with Whisper?
The book does not respond in any way.
I close it in a huff and I put it back.
You do. Morning arrives, and because you all are more attentive, where the sun rose yesterday, it rose in a completely opposite direction today.
Ugh, this fucking place.
So, before we discuss that, no, actually, we can start with that. I've been curious. Did you ask your book where we needed to go before it told us where to go? Or did it do it on its own?
I don't know. I was examining Whisper and my bag started rumbling.
Well, I wonder, I don't know if it's related to her or the land, but maybe it's not necessarily the sun that's rising in the wrong direction, but it's us that's got our direction mixed up. Whether magically or not.
Possible.
I was going to see if perhaps you could have it lead us in a direction again.
I mean, I can try, but I have not been having any luck.
Anna and Sarah, you two have been navigating by the sun and stars for as long as you can remember, and you know for a fact that the sun is coming up in different directions.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say because I've got my
Are
navigator.
we able to? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But
Are we able to tell though still about what direction we should be going? I mean, yesterday the book told us to go north. Are we able to tell how far off the sunrise is from where it was yesterday to get a gauge of where true north is?
You're not, but you're able to tell via landmarks and the way you set up camp. You can tell. You still know the path. For long story short.
We should also talk
mean-
about Our Mad Arcanist friend here seems to have had an interesting run-in during his watch.
That sounds similar.
Similar to what?
Yeah, so
What happened to me?
the sky lit up at one point, extremely bright. There were two orbiting, glowing lights in the sky that were very far away. I feel like that we're just not in anywhere at all. I mean, like this is a whole new. I mean, if you were able to chart stars before, is the astronomy the same? Are we looking at the same stars of the sky that you would look at any other part of the world you've been in?
I mean, as far as I understand, we really can't tell where we are. We're able to tell from the land where we are, from the landmarks, but everything completely discombobulated.
Am I able to?
I don't know. Well,
Hey,
this
hey,
aside,
Fizzle. Hey, I need you to quit that.
Fizzle, she says that to you, and you look down, and you are literally scratching a hole into your forearm. Like some of your index finger is inside this hole you have created, and you are freely bleeding from this wound.
Oh man,
That is not good.
So
guys, I think I'm going insane.
I
That's
mean,
bad news.
going or more.
Okay, so I stop. I'm putting my hands in my pockets.
How can I? What kind of
Wonder-
As for the question of stars, Anna and Sarah, you two have not really paid super close attention to the constellations in their laid out, just because of the stress of your circumstance. But that's something you can start doing going forward.
Yeah. So, I want to make. I don't know. So, being an elf and coming from the Mordenspire, what kind of check could I roll for our home, the Elven, where they came from?
Like where you are in relation to that?
Yes, I don't know how to word it.
Sure, it's just I guess I mean right now you have no basis to even begin to try to judge any such thing simply because you the only place you technically could be was, I believe Zage had mentioned, was that you have to be on the Isle of Kortos because you weren't more than maybe 4 or 5 hours out from dock. And
Why does
you
whatever Fizzle made me, I don't know, question. He's saying we're not anywhere.
right this whole situation, it is completely nonsensical, and it completely defies any sort of rationality that you could apply to this situation.
Has Foxboy been having any symptoms like?
No, Foxboy has not.
I don't think they know I'm a fox.
Well, you
And I
summoned
would
a fox.
Oh, okay, summon the fox. That makes more sense.
Twice.
Twice.
Okay.
It's true.
I would like to also perform medicine on Fizzle's wound. Is that a thing, or do I need
Yeah,
to?
no, absolutely.
Okay.
Do you have a medical kit?
Oh. Can I use what I find?
You do know that with such a high roll that for him to sit there and cause such a large wound in his arm with just his finger took a lot of force and a lot of it had to be excruciatingly painful, and he didn't even realize he was doing it, and that is worrisome to you.
What I'm gonna do is I have some common clothes in my bag, and I'm just gonna make bandages out of the shirt
Okay.
for his arm.
Yeah, so shit. I got nothing.
well, before we set out, I have a piece for hearing that this has happened not just to the little one, but to the archer as well. Since you said that sounded similar, we've been through life and death situations 3 times together now. And while we might be strangers, we're lost in a completely unknown place, and we're keeping secrets that are likely to kill us all. And my line of work, information is life. And you really are going to need to cut back on that. And that's all I have to say on the subject.
Does the party continue to march?
I don't know what else we can do.
Yeah, I've got no.
Yeah.
You guys begin to march the same path you've been marching for the past, 30 hours or so. About 8 hours into it, you guys crest a ridge, and about an hour away, you see a fairly large structure. It's just barely within eyesight, and you can't tell what it is or what its purpose is, but it sits nestled against a mountain surrounded by a grove of trees.
I mean, surely we should just keep going. You said about 8 hours in. That probably leaves at least another 8 hours of light, right?
Right. And you think it'll take you another 4 or so to get there.
That's fine. If there's any civilization there, at least it's a chance at proper rest.
I agree.
And possible help for with. And now our gnome.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you guys press your march on, and as you get closer and closer, this building is huge, and by its architecture, it looks like to be a very, very old church sanctuary, some sort of place of worship. And you guys keep pressing your march, and the closer you get, the more impressive it becomes, as it looks like the church has actually been built into the mountainside.
Ooh.
And before you is the courtyard of the church. And one thing sticks out about it is that in the center of the courtyard, there is a giant pedestal. And on top of this pedestal is a black suit of armor. In one hand is a halberd. In the other hand is a chain with a hook on it. And it's pointing its halberd up towards the top of the mountain.
Interesting.
I mean, I know.
Well,
we don't
can-
wanna-
Do we see any signs of habitation?
Is our cleric trying to religion check that shit?
Totally can. If there's any check out. Should I do a religion check?
Yeah, I'd also like to do a religion check. I know about that shit too.
I know nothing.
Damn, girl.
You're pretty sure this place used to be McDonald's. Fizzle's are arguing for a Chick-fil-A.
Is it
No.
Sunday? Maybe that explains why no one is here.
Anna, the architecture doesn't remind you of anything you've ever seen, and while there are not any symbols or idols explicitly visible on the building, it does definitely remind you of a place of worship. You think it most definitely is a church, though as to a church to who, you have no idea.
I'm gonna do it just because
On the-
sometimes lucky. Nope. Burger King.
It's the crystals.
Yes.
At the
I guess
statue.
I'll check it.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't hurt.
Controls.
I'm okay with worshiping crystals.
Please say that's for nothing.
Ah!
Nope.
So, were there any signs of people here?
Yep. Next question.
Wait.
Not explicitly visible. If there is, it doesn't look like there's been anyone here in a long time.
Upon further inspection of the statue, is there a plaque or any writing underneath?
I mean, I think you guys should
Anna-
barrel down
Anna
list of
begins-
What can go wrong?
Anna begins to approach the statue. Anna, roll reflex as the statue comes to life and goes to jump on top of you.
Oh, of course it does. Why not? Okay. A dex check.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I botched.
You take 6 points of damage, and you are pinned beneath the great weight of this statue.
Okay. Damn it.
Well, she's dead, guys. Let's get out of here.
I'm not
I've
dead
moved
yet.
you beneath the statue. All right. Roll
Victory.
initiatives. All right, it moves first.
You're dead. Harley.
Sarah, it swings halberd at you. It misses. It rolled a critical 1
Nice.
and loses the rest of its turn. Anna, it is your turn. Oh, you were pinned. What are you going to do?
Try to not be pinned.
Uh,
Like what kind of
Opposing strength. You can roll a strength check to try to
Oh,
free
kind of-
yourself.
how am I pinned? Do I
Uh,
have any arm movement?
no, well, his big metal foot is sitting on your small little torso and it's crushing it.
Okay. So yeah, I'll try a strength check.
Get wrecked. Oh! What the fuck? Oh!
Nat
And you-
20.
And you all see the elf fucking strong arm this big gigantic foot off of her chest, and she rolls free.
Yeah.
Pirate arms, yo. Pirate strength.
Anna, you could take a move action to stand up, but it's gonna actually no because he fumbled. So you can take a move action to stand up if you like.
And I won't get an
No.
attack.
No, because he
Okay.
fumbled.
Then I would like to stand.
All right, it is now Katsuo's turn.
And I give it the finger.
Finger given.
Right.
What do you roll for that? I'm just curious.
Before I move, I guess I'll shoot it with my arrow.
Roll.
And
You hit. Roll damage.
then I'm gonna move a bit. I'll move down a bit away.
Fizzle's turn.
All right, I'm going to. I'm actually going to cast Mage Armor
Very nice. Very nice.
because I don't want to die. So let's see here.
Okay, so that was your standard action. Let's see. Okay, so that makes your AC what, like a 15 now?
No, just 13.
Just 13. Ah, I see. Let's see. Fizzle, if you would like to use a move action to draw from your bag, you may.
Yeah, I'd love to.
He's gonna draw
Where's my die roller?
A 5.
5. Let's see here. So 5 is. Oh, nice. It gives me the stone skin oil. Alright, cool. So I got a flask.
Nice. It is now Zage's turn.
Let's start it, dude. I'm not getting brave right now. Damn.
You missed. Sarah's turn.
I'm gonna move a little bit before I attack. To guiding bolt.
Bam! You hit. Roll damage. That spell.
Ooh.
God damn.
Her spells are no joke.
The Guardian swings on you, Hana. What's your armor class? I can't believe I'm rolling this bad. Those zombies were like eating you guys. What the fuck is this?
Thank goodness this thing is friggin'
14.
not
Ah,
rolling like a
damn.
zombie.
You completely dodged the halberd swing. With his right arm, he spins his hook and he throws the hook towards Zage.
That's fun.
Zage, you were struck by the hook for 6 points of damage, and you feel, and you're still attached via the hook. And it feels as though the hook has somehow drained your life force and it has flowed into the Guardian.
Yeah, that's.
Oh,
That's
I'm already about to die.
Alright, it is now Anna's turn.
Let's see. If I move, does he get an attack on me?
Not if you do a withdrawal. If you withdraw, you can move 5 feet back, but he has reach.
Can I
So
still
you're gonna
attack
have
if I
to-
withdraw? So really, it
You
doesn't
can.
matter.
Right. He's big.
Okay. Then I'm this. Did I do it? Alright, I'm gonna do Thunder Wave, and it's 2d8
Okay.
with a Constitution.
Constitution save of...
Get wrecked, Stin.
He failed.
And get wrecked, Fizzle. You're
Oh,
gonna roll
we
your
can
Constitution saves.
No,
Oh, we
it's
did?
15 foot.
They're both 15 feet from you.
What's going on?
But it's in front of me.
Yeah, I think it's a no, it's a front arc, I think.
Let me look.
And he failed his con save, so he...
it says in
That's
a
not-
15-foot cube originating from you.
Yeah, so it would hit them.
5, 10...
Got that spell. I want to use it all the time, and I'm scared to because I'm always scared I'm gonna hurt everybody else.
Yeah, so Fizzle and Katsuo, go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw.
Good luck.
They'll get half damage.
Katsuo
and if they
passed.
Succeed.
Yay!
And he gets pushed 10 feet away from me.
Dang.
Fizzle failed. So Fizzle takes 13 points of damage,
Shit.
and Katsuo takes 7. I'm pretty sure Fizzle just went down.
I thought it was frontal.
That was
I'm
devastating.
sorry, that's my fault.
So the Thunder Wave knocks the giant back into the obelisk, or the pedestal, I'm sorry. And you see that the pedestal begins to crumble and fracture, and a large portion of it falls on top of the Guardian, causing him to take damage. It is now Katsuo's turn. Now keep in mind, Katsuo, this chain is still tethered to Zage.
so. What is that?
I'm just letting you know that's the situation.
Hmm. Can I attack the chain?
You sure can.
Will I be able to hit it with an arrow?
With a good roll. I mean, it's not moving. It's not actively trying to dodge you, but it is a small target.
Do I have LOS?
No, yes. Hold on. Let's see. No, you can hit the chain without worrying about it.
I'm gonna hit the chain.
You hit it and the chain breaks,
All right.
and you see the hook immediately disintegrates off of you, Zage, and it immediately reappears back on the end of his chain that he's still holding. It is now Fizzle's turn. Fizzle, death save.
Nice. I've been here before.
The pie ready.
Oh, that's a fail. Rest in peace, Fizzle. Zage.
If I'm gonna die anyways, most likely, let's Lions leap it out. Oh my god, really?
You missed.
So I guess I mean, at least I still get to do the fucking wave, but that's gonna be the only kind of damage he takes.
And you have to put yourself next to him somewhere. You could have put yourself opposing so Anna could have flanked. Let's see, deck save. Alright, he passed his deck save, so he takes 3 points of damage.
Well, that's a shame. I ain't moving though, he's about to kill me anyways, fuck it.
It is Sarah's turn.
Muted, motherfucking. What? I'm sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, I'm using Guiding Bolt again. I know it's my second time, but I don't really know what else to use.
You hit, roll damage.
Yes!
Jesus, girl!
All that DPS. Give me all the
And
deeps.
you see cracks and fractures are now appearing in its armor.
Also, actually, the person that it says the next attack roll made against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage, thanks to a mystical dim light glittering on the target until then.
So anybody who attacks it has advantage?
It says on the hit, the target takes 46 radiant damage, and the next attack roll made against this target before the end of your next turn.
Oh, that's so dank.
Okay. Last. It's awesome.
The Guardian is swinging on Anna again. It hits. 8 points of damage.
Okay. Well,
Did you fall?
yeah, I am negative.
He swings the hook, and it goes at Sarah.
You've made him angry.
Sarah, you are struck by the hook of the damned. You take 3 points of damage as your life force is leached into the statue. Anna's turn. Death save. Ooh, disgusting. Katsuo's turn. Oh, and Sarah is tethered with the hook.
And Zage still has a turn, right? Before
Yes.
her. Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Then I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna attack the chain again.
Okay, roll.
Oh, I
With
thought you were
my
gonna just see if
bow.
we could kill him before the chain.
I'm gonna rely on you.
Now you are flanking with him now, Katsuo, so you're going to get advantage on the attack, and I will not make it consume the guiding bolt from Sarah's advantage roll.
So
So-
basically, if I attack him, I get advantage.
Yes.
I think you and I can kill him, man. I think we can.
All right, I'm going for it then.
If you guys don't kill him, I'll Sacred Flame the chain on the turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna do longbow.
Bam!
There you go.
So it hits.
Hits. 4 points of damage. Fizzle's turn. Hey, let's see that succeed. If you roll a 1, you're dead. God damn, dude. There's a fucking Fizzle.
I don't know what to say, man.
Is he
My
dead?
heart's
Dead?
broken because I got killed to friendly fire, you know?
I know, I'm so sorry.
I'm
I was
I
gonna
told
say-
you that she was gonna kill us all, and you didn't believe me.
This is Zage's turn.
There's no minimum
Is
distance.
he-
I'm gonna leap it out.
Is
Oh.
Fizzle dead?
We're
Dead?
gonna do it again.
No,
No. Like, I
He
can
needs to be
rescue you.
stabilized.
Yeah, I'll die next turn. I'm 100% confident.
I can't spare the
Yeah.
dying. I have no more.
So
Almost
Lions
wait,
leap
is
on
it
that
camp
jerk,
track?
and
Maybe I
I'm gonna
can.
knock it so we can get knocked
Oh, actually,
back
I
into
can.
the-
I can stabilize him.
I
on
want
my
him to go
turn.
down towards
Oh wait, but that would take my ability.
him, so we're
break the
still
chain.
considered flanking, I guess, for my follow-up
Okay.
attacks.
Go ahead and roll damage on this.
That's Did I make that include the 1d4?
No, that
extra?
doesn't include Flame Wave.
I'm gonna add that from now on, so it will in the future. But
Okay. So that's 5 points of damage.
plus / roll 1d4, 3 more, and then of course there's Fire Wave coming off of that.
What's the save for that? It's Dex.
13. Yeah.
He succeeds. So he
Doesn't get
takes.
disadvantage for being flanked?
Not on. Yeah, sure. Actually, yes.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
No, I think you're right. Actually, I'll need to clarify that, but yeah, I'll take it because he can't move as well because he's pinned, kind of.
And I'm gonna run my unarmed attack off of that.
Okay,
Boom.
roll damage.
Another 4.
That was awesome.
So that's 18, 22 damage to him.
Chunks of metal and armor are coming off of him, and you guys can see arcane energy leaching out of this being. It is now Sarah's turn.
Jesus, he's still alive. What a
No,
monster.
I don't know if I should go stabilize.
The answer is yes. The chance that I succeed in my
But I'm
saving throw
hooked with a chain
is 0.
and could very easily die while also feeding the beast. If I don't break this chain.
He literally is one step from death.
He will die.
Okay,
if
I'll
he's
go.
not
I will
saved.
die. I just
You'll
promise.
use up another thing of your neck.
I'll die.
I am so sorry, Daniel.
Do I have to be touching it? I do.
No, he's more like right here. Sorry about that.
This thing is a monster. We've done so
I
much
have to.
damage
I have to
it.
be touching him. So let me get over.
Alright, so I'm next in the death world. Goodbye, cruel world. At least I did a good hit before I went down. I did my best, guys. I did.
Did
my
clerics
best.
not get channel energy at level 1? Like, can you not like do a channel spell and pretty much heal all of your friends?
Channel Divinity is a level 2 thing.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
I don't know what Channel Divinity does, but I know that's an ability they get at level 2.
Fizzle, you're at 0 hit points and you are no longer dying.
Nice.
Ooh.
It is now the Guardian's turn.
Goodbye, cruel world.
The Guardian swings at Zage with the halberd
Yeah!
Nice.
and misses.
Yeah.
Fumbles.
Botches.
He botches
That's glorious.
and loses his Hook of the Damned. It is Anna's turn. Anna, death
Wait,
save.
so I'm not hooked anymore?
No, you are still hooked,
Oh, okay.
but he did not leech from you this turn.
Okay.
He's
It's
gonna
strike
need you to
2.
go save her too.
Katsuo.
Kill him.
I
We're
could
gonna
have
take
swore
him
I
down,
wasn't gonna
Dan.
heal in this game.
We're gonna take him down.
Attack
I'm
him.
Okay.
I wanted to do all the blow up thing.
Yeah.
You are doing all the blow up things and saving lives.
Roll that damage. 6. The magic that is weaving this Guardian together, you think is barely holding. Fizzle's turn. Fizzle's at 0 and unconscious. Zage's turn.
So let's just attack him. Damn. Advantage won't matter. It's the same.
You missed. It is Sarah's turn.
Kill him, Sarah.
I'm gonna. Well, should I? Shouldn't I? Did
No,
you say
you gotta
Harley's
save
now?
Harley.
one
You should
roll
save
away?
Harley.
Fail the
You
shit
should
out of
save
that
Harley.
roll.
Okay, so I'm gonna spare the dying as well.
It's a great cantrip. I mean,
Yeah.
like, at first thought I would think that it wouldn't be that great, but we just fucking love to hit the ground.
Anna, you are at 0 hit points and you are no longer dying.
Yay.
Guardian's turn. Halberd on Zage. He strikes.
It hits. I'm only 15.
You take 11 points of damage.
I'm down.
Zage goes down.
That's more than my total hit points.
I'm disregarding that rule.
Oh, okay.
That rule's a bit strong. And with this Hook of the Damned, Sarah, you feel him leech life from you. And you take 3 points of damage.
And I think
Strong
that
as
puts
this
me
guy,
down.
he's barely.
No, it doesn't. I'm at 1 hit point.
It is now Anna's turn.
Up.
Anna's unconscious. Katsuo, this shit is pretty much up to you, mate.
So I have to kill him this round?
Kill him.
Now, Sarah can kill him, I think. So the two of you have an
Yeah,
attack
Sarah
left.
gets to go before him too. And then she can come save my ass too. Sarah will have saved
Keep in mind, he is no longer flanked because
because I'm down.
Alright.
down.
Just keep rolling good. But oh,
Oh.
You missed. Bizzle's unconscious. Zage. Zage is unconscious. Sarah.
Oh God, it's two.
Holy shit.
Oh! Oh, what are you gonna do, Sarah? Are you gonna save Zage, or are you gonna try to put this guy down?
Now this is a very hard decision because, like,
I'm dead if he leeches
You've
off
got
me
your
again.
necklace. It's more important than you dying.
Yeah, but she's gonna die.
I can't use it if I'm dead.
That's what I'm saying. Is roll
Sarah,
the
don't
dice
you-
on me because it's more important that you don't die
Okay.
or we're all fucked.
Okay,
we do need
Doesn't
to
your
kill him.
necklace have an attack?
I will copy and paste it.
Okay.
Okay. And I think it's 3d12.
Is that what it says?
3d12? Holy shit.
Cannot be resisted. Roll 3d12. And the people who are left standing, you guys see Sarah grasp the chain around her neck, that pendant, that bottle, and she immediately transforms into this bolt of lightning and flies straight up into the air and lands squarely down on top of the giant, and the giant explodes in arcane scraps of metal, and she rematerializes.
Yeah.
Guess I'm the only one that sees
See,
that.
it was
Actually,
it was worth it. Yeah, the person that's still up.
yeah, the one person.
It was worth it to roll on the dice. Now save my ass.
The only thing left of the giant is the hook. Everything else
Wait.
vaporized.
Is it still stuck on me?
It falls off of you, but the hook is still intact.
I can't use Spare the Dying if we're not in battle, though, right? So I'd have to.
No,
use
no,
the
you can. You can
bottle?
use it anytime you want.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna Spare the Dying on Zage.
And that would be everyone that's then stable, right?
Yes,
Everybody
nobody had to
saved.
die. Sarah's our best healer, and she can't even heal.
Shut
That's
up.
not.
Wait, we have a healing spell in the group?
Yeah, it's
Is that-
Harley.
I haven't seen that in action. I don't know if that's real. I don't think
Savage as fuck, boys. That's some.
Very nice.
That's some rough shit.
I'm also realizing that I think staying at range is really my best bet at this point.
Yeah.
Sarah,
Yeah.
the giant door that appears to open into the main part of the church opens slowly, and a gray-headed man, in full plate, walks out. He's not wearing a helm, and he's staring at you. He begins to walk towards the party, and he draws up both hands and he begins to clap. And he goes,
Tell him to stop and tell me who he is.
and he goes, "That old bastard's been keeping us in here for weeks. We are in your debt."
You almost
Fuck yeah,
get
you
this
are.
on the ground.
My name is Versaint. Come, help me get your comrades inside.
Let's carry everyone in.
Yeah, I'll help. Because I'm not down. So.
I hope so.
The interior of the church is more or less ruined and destroyed. And at the rear of the church, near the altar, there's a bonfire burning. And sitting near the bonfire, you see a blonde-headed human female sitting with her hands, her palms turned towards the fire. And she's looking at you all in the eyes as you approach.
I mean, I don't see shit, but those two do.
And Versaint helps you, and he begins to lay your friends by the fire. And the lady, she turns her head towards you, Sarah, and she says, "What sins have you committed to come here?"
Conan.
Oh god, this is a mess. Why me? Entrails. And emerging from the end is this strange sort of slug-like creature that flings itself towards your face. And those of you around still are seeing Harley struggle with something attaching itself to her face.
I'm gonna knock
So,
that thing off her
How high is
face.
the difficulty for me to throw a dart at her face from right here to
Oh my god.
You see, Sage, it's not so much difficult, but it does carry certain risks.
No, I feel like it's worth it.
I will fucking kill you.
Can you please not? Can I? I'm gonna run over to her and
I
help
mean, me
her.
throwing a
force-
dart's
force it
faster.
off.
I'm throwing it.
Oh,
You guys see Harley, or I'm sorry, Anna. She walks up to the door, and you hear a click, and you hear her go, "Ugh!" And then she staggers a little bit, and then she slumps down to the ground.
God damn it.
Turn. I have a feeling I'm about to shit my pants.
all right, guys.
I got my shit pants on. And you guys see Fizzle sort of like skunkily walks up to the door, SWAT style, crouches. He pulls the pin on this object and he tosses it inside the room. And what follows is a cacophonous blast that jars everyone's ears, and he dies. And
There we
not
go.
but a few moments passes, and all of a sudden, these massive tentacles sprout from his
Ah!
pants. And roll a dexterity saving throw as the tentacles reach out for you.
For both of us, or just
Just Sarah.
okay?
Just me, because I'm the one that decided to kill him.
You are grappled, Sarah, and the tentacles begin to constrict the life from your body, and you take 12 points of damage.
Guys, tentacles are so not my thing.
And it sprouts a fourth tentacle from this newly created orifice, and it flings towards your mouth, Sarah. Roll an opposing strength check to keep the tentacle from entering your mouth.
Don't want a tentacle in my mouth.
Oh, you're so fucked.
Oh shit.
What brings me here is you.
And when the creature reaches its destination, you guys hear what sounds like a wall collapsing.
Able to move out.
I think I'm going to say your speed's 60 feet, so you could move 60 feet after you transform.
So I want to transform into a cat.
Okay.
Is that I can make it right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Really move. Roll it.
I'm picking up a barrel and getting the fuck out. There is no fighting for me.
Sage, you have acquired a barrel of ale, and you are booking it towards the front door.
Fuck yeah, I am.